What's good, YouTube? This your boy Sippy King back with another video. On this video, I want to talk about people will try to tell you how to live your life, but that life ain't shit. And that's real. People out there will try to tell you how to live your life, but listen, if a person not doing no better than you, if a person not in a position to show you the ropes of how to elevate your life or better your life, don't pay them no attention, because people out there will tell you anything. A lot of people that's in a lesser position than you are the main ones that will sit there and try to tell you how to live your life, what you need to do, what you gotta do, and they not doing it. That's against the rules. That's against the law, man. With people, it's like if you're not in a position to tell someone else how to better their life, because you're not trying to improve your life, you have no business commenting in the comment section on somebody on a video or at a family cookout or a neighborhood, get together or cookout, and people walk up on you and try to socialize and talk to you, ask certain questions, and then you tell them certain information. Then they turn around, come back and tell you what you need to do with your kids or what you got to do when they don't have their own kids, or better yet, they don't even have a roof over their head. That they don't have their own crib, but they want to tell you need to get your own place. It's just things like that irks me. I hear people tell people that all the fucking time. They try to be this counselor, so-called neighborhood counselor or project counselor, you know what I mean, or better yet, jailhouse preacher or jailhouse counselor. And it's like even in jails, like people try to sit there at that table. You could be playing cards, playing spades, or playing checkers or chess, and you have this other brother at the table trying to tell you how to do your time, or try to tell you what you need to do in order to get out, or tell you something about life that don't even relate to your life. Like, it's just things like that people do. But you have to ignore people. You know what I mean? You have to ignore people that, talk, and the whole time they not walking the walk. But you have family members that's worse. Like, your family members are worse at that. They'll sit there and try to tell you what you need to do or what you got to do, and they ain't got nothing to show for. You know what I mean? Then the next day, they have their hands out asking you for something when they're trying to tell you what to do, how to get some money. But people like that, you have to combat their responses and their words. You have to combat them by reversing the game around on them. Like, if they ask you a certain question and then give you certain answers and tell you certain things, what you need to do, what you do to combat that is come back and ask them the same questions, what they doing with their life, and tell them what they need to do. If they try to tell you what you need to do, you need to combat that and tell them what they need to do, and see and watch how they act. That's how you get them. You get them like that every time. And I learned to do that. It was a time I used to be this quiet guy, and I used to let people like get over on me socially. I'm talking about through conversation. But the older you get, the wiser you become. You know what I'm saying? And I learned to combat people. You know what I mean? Even when people walk up on you, you meet somebody at the casino, you might meet somebody at a bar, sports bar, you might meet somebody at the library, and then all of a sudden they become friendly and you become cool with them, and y'all sit there and talk about 15-20 minutes straight. Then out of nowhere they want to start asking you questions like, oh, you have any kids? Where your kids at? Why you not in this place or that place? And sometimes when people ask certain questions in certain places, you just have to tell them, it's none of your business. You know what I mean? Because some things don't be people business, and that's how the situation gets started. That's how things like this get started, when them questions are asked, and then you openly and willingly give them an answer and go into this long conversation, this long explanation, or tell them X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden they come back a second later and want to tell you, I think you should do this, and I think you should do this like this. Things like that. It happens all the time. It happened to me multiple times in multiple places. But I learned to tell people, like, I can't tell you that it's none of your business. Like, I learned to tell people that you have to tell people certain things. You have to tell people that you can't tell them certain things because it's none of their business. Sometimes you have to be hard on people, and especially sometimes the older people are worse at that, like the old heads. You know, they go to asking these questions and blah, blah, blah. And then you give an answer. All of a sudden, they want to sit up there and give you a 30-minute speech. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, man, you have to avoid certain types of people. You have to avoid people, man, these times. And that's sad, especially when they mean no good. And a lot of times people take your information, what you tell them, and go back and tell the whole hood, tell the whole projects, tell the whole community, tell the whole city. Like, people will do that. They really will. And those facts, man, I done seen it happen 100 million times. That's why I'm not so quick to tell everything about myself personally. You know, a lot of things about myself I keep to myself because some things just not people business. But and you know, that's the root cause of this problem. You know what I'm saying? You know, people, it works with your aunties and uncles. You know what I mean? Cousins. You know, them cousins that successful, that have businesses. Them cousins that have big houses, and them cousins that been to college or the military. They are the main ones in the family that will try to tell you what you need to do, and they look down on you because you haven't graduated from college, or better yet, you don't make the amount of money or yearly income like they do. They may be making $700,000 a year, and you making probably $70,000. You know what I mean? $100,000 per year difference. You know what I mean? People like that are the worst. They are the main ones that will try to tell you what to do. But anyway, if you like this video, smash the like and subscribe button, man. Because I'm telling nothing but the truth. So help me. And, you know, anytime I know I'm going to be around a person like that, I will avoid that person. What I do, I turn around, walk away. I won't even say nothing. The whole time, I can see them. But in reality, I'm pretending like I don't see them. And, you know, I'm off somewhere else, talking to somebody else, not even looking that way. People like that are negative. People that will try to tell you what you need to do all the time are negative people. There's nothing wrong with giving people advice, but in most cases, you know, who is another man to tell another man, or who is another woman to tell another woman, or who is another woman to tell another man what they need to do, what they better do. You know, we're all equal, man, and that's how judgment gets started. That's how people start judging you, when you start volunteering and telling too much information. For real. So best thing to do, stay silent and keep pushing and stay focused. But anyway, I'm about to end this video and I'm out. Peace.